All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome again. It is Tuesday night, which means another episode 8, Ocho, of Agree to Disagree Talk. I am your first host, Armand Anderson Bell.
Yo, and I'm your other host, Charles J. Johnson. Hey, what's up, y'all? I miss y'all. I know y'all miss me too.
It's been 7 days. Mary J. Blige, it's been 7 days.
Monday, play the game.
Yes,
In
as you
other
can see,
words,
my co-host is feeling lovely tonight.
yes, God, yes.
So we're going to do like we normally do at the beginning of each show is hit you with the disclaimer because as we can see with the world today, folks is always in their feelings. The name of the show tonight is Opinions, Thoughts, and Rebuttals. So with that being said, I'm going to give you the disclaimer for Agree to Disagree
Wait,
Talk.
before you do that, bro, before I look stupid out here, was that the right lyrics? Monday, we play the game.
No.
Tuesday, went away. Thursday,
Monday, we played the game.
played the game. That's all right.
Tuesday, you
You
went
went
away.
away.
Shout out to Mary J. Blige.
I may need to turn
Hey, Kira. Disclaimer for Agree to Disagree Talk. This show is geared towards the educating, empowering, and implementation of voices, thoughts, and points of views from whom, by society's and sometimes self-standards way of thinking, are oftentimes misheard, misunderstood, and oftentimes badly misrepresented. By no means does this show wish to offend anyone outside of the black male perspective, nor speak for anyone but the host, myself, and Mr. Jack Johnson here, and our guests when we have them. We wish to raise awareness and attention to those thoughts through our diverse and controversial topics of discussion. We wish to attempt to change the perceptions from an us versus them and a me against the world attitude to levels of self-awareness, self-evolution, self-accountability in the hopes of making it a better world and place for us all to live in. Ladies and gentlemen, episode 8 is on the books.
Hey, you read that kind of fast.
Should I slow it down some?
It was meant for you to read that.
Well, I wrote it. Shit. What's wrong? I wrote the song. I remember the lines. I wrote the song. So we are going to talk today about a lot of, not a lot, but a few things in social media that affect both Jake and myself personally. So yeah, but before we do that, Jake, how was your week?
It was good. I had a pretty solid week, did some work and then had to go out of town to handle some business, do some filming out of town and I'll be leaving back this Friday to handle some more business.
Okay.
So how about yourself, man? How was your weekend? Mine was pretty busy. This is a crazy week because rehearsal for the I'm doing theater right now. I'm doing theater. Perfect. I'm doing theater right now, and so that's that's taking up 3 days a week all the way out in the LBC and whatnot. So that's consuming my time.
Yeah. We're gonna once everything goes, we should interview the cast.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. I did not think of that. Yo, we can do that. Too many people though, so we could probably introduce some of the lead roles. I have the lead role. I am the lead actor
You the
in
leader.
the play. I am the player. You know what I'm saying? No, we are the play. We are, but I do have the lead role. But we can bring in the lead actress and then, a couple others. So,
Just let's talk about it because we
we
are
will be
looking
taking
for
it to Vegas this year. 9 times out of 10, it'll be in Vegas as well. So, I'm a little excited about that.
Well, let me know because I'm in Vegas. I have a couple of makeup clients out there that I do, and I'm there. I think I've been 5 times this year.
Yeah, I think I went 4. I think I went 4 times the first few months of this year. The first couple months of the year, I was back and forth. So yeah.
It's good. Like I always say, my side hustle has a side hustle. So I like money and money like me. So I do drag, I act, I do makeup. The last 2 plays I was in, hell, that's how I met you. I was doing makeup on the video shoot. So, it's always good to have multi talents. But my week was wonderful. My weekends are always busy. I'm always at my main job at the Covenant House as a resident advisor. But I do stuff during the week. Yesterday was a big one for me. I went to California Adventure, Disneyland. I'm there quite often. I have some friends that work there, and in other ways I go. But I was in this thing called the Festival of Feast, the Holiday Festival of Feast, and man, it was. If you saw my Instagram page or my Facebook page, there was 8 different like food tasting options. So I had shrimp and grits at California Adventure yesterday, and unbelievably, it was good.
Sounds disgusting.
I was. Oh, see this stuff. Oh man, I forgot the buttons. I forgot the buttons.
Oh, you heard me.
Yeah, I heard you. You don't like shrimp and grits?
Oh man, I am a full blown vegan. I don't play that stuff.
Okay, shrimp, grits. I mean, you can pick and choose, but do you like grits at all?
Nah. I mean, I don't dislike them, but I don't make them. I mean, that's old folks make. Our generation before us make grits. Our generation don't make grits.
So now,
You know what I'm saying? My parents
now,
make.
now we coming with the old jokes, right?
You still my generation. Hey, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? We back. Since another week. Episode 8. We back. Consistency is key, huh?
Yes, we are.
So we got about what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. About 5 topics we gonna hit y'all with today. A little different. Y'all know the number 323-577-7630. Call that line to submit questions.
Yes.
You know?
Call us in, give us the information as we work it out. So today's show topic, which I had a trouble trying to figure out what we were going to talk about. I knew the topics we were going to talk about, but I didn't know what to call it. So today we're calling it opinions, thoughts, and rebuttals.
Okay. We always like to take suggestions from our viewers. So one of our viewers gave us a very, very good topic, something I wrote about on Facebook about 3-4 weeks ago, plastic surgery. But we're going to talk about plastic surgery versus body modification. So we'll talk about that. And then, I see Armand came up with a few more of his own as he shall speak on right about now.
Yeah, we're going to also talk about the Instagram removing the likes from social media and how these folks are all in arms and, how basically,
Lorenzo.
My thing is like, what have our society become to? We're also going to talk about a friend of mine, Flame Monroe, who just had an interview on the Breakfast Club. Which,
if you didn't see that, that's a friend of yours?
Yeah.
If you didn't see that interview on the Breakfast Club with Flame Monroe, hilarious.
Right.
Hilarious. Check it out after this podcast. Don't you cut this podcast off to look at that. This is more important. But check it out because it's mad funny, yo.
Right, and that was why I called it opinions, thoughts, and rebuttals, because it's a whole group of community, as most folks are, in their feelings. And then last, which is not a topic of my expertise, Colin Kaepernick and his latest moves, what he's doing with the NFL, and Jake will lead the way on that one.
He did not run that by me, so I guess he just think I like football, huh? I do, so I'll lead the way. So, but he ain't know that. So.
Unlike you, I do follow your page, and you did have a few posts where you were talking about Colin Kaepernick. So, and maybe my bad for assuming that you were knowledgeable on, or you had something to say. But go ahead and lead that, Jake.
Wait, Lorenzo. What's up, Kier? Lorenzo, who you mean? What you mean by I caught it? Huh?
Jamaica says hello.
What's up, Jamaica? What's up, Jamaica? Lorenzo, what you mean by I caught it and I respect him and his views? He nailed it. Who you talking about right there? But I guess we'll knock out the one that we ain't gonna really talk about that much real quick. Colin Kaepernick. The way I look at it, it's like at first I didn't understand why Cap didn't go to the workout. I'm like, yo, it's your chance to get back in the league. Whoop, whoop, boom, boom, bam, bam. And he didn't go. And I'm like, yo, what you doing, yo? But then I understood. People kept hitting me up like, yo, Jake, this is why. They were trying to put him in NFL checkmate. They were trying to basically cover their asses and leave him, basically leave him out to dry. I get why he went to the high school to do it. The NFL didn't want media around. He did. The NFL wanted to control the taping, which means they can make it look as bad as they want or as good as they want. I mean, he's been blackballed 3 years, so we ain't gonna really say good. So they gonna make it look as bad as they want. It's been 3 years, yeah. Wow. So him having the media there is live. Everybody can see what's going on live in action. I actually watched it and whatnot, and he looked damn good. Looked just as good as he did when he came out of college. I don't want to speak on Stephen A, so we're not going to even talk about that. But he had the the Kunta shirt on, and much respect and whatnot. I don't really want to get too deep into this because it's not really no type of controversial status that we can talk about, no controversial topic that we can, go back and forth on because I'm pretty sure we're both in agreement with this. But I don't feel Cap did nothing wrong. I feel like he did what he did. He showed his elite arm strength, and the man, they had 8 NFL teams there versus 25, whatever, 25 versus 8. He still has some there. Obviously, they traveled to the second location to watch them, which means if they went from the first location to the second location, which was an hour away, they're obviously interested in them. So let's just hope and pray for the best for Cap. Right. Other than that, if you ain't got nothing to say, I don't want to talk more about it. Let's go to something else.
Well, I do want to transition because it's really important, and I think everything that we're talking about, again, with opinions, thoughts, and rebuttals, is that people assume because we're doing something or we have a platform, as folks have said, that everyone has to agree. And so I'm seeing this. I didn't even think about this as I was writing this episode today. What we're talking about and everything from Colin, from what he did, he said what he said and he did what he did. Folks were either going to like it or they weren't. When folks who are themselves, they have things to say, it's not going to always be liked by everybody. And it's people have such strong feelings and they think and they judge that on that person. Just like going into the interview with Flame Monroe on the Breakfast Club. The backlash that I've seen personally and going through, and it's always funny when something in the media happens and it's a celebrity, and we make decisions off of how we feel. But it's a little bit different when you either know the person personally or associated with them. It feels a little bit different. It feels for me, and I can only speak for me as all of us have done, it feels like a personal attack. Is that Flame got on the show.
Wait, are we talking about Flame now?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay.
Catch up.
Yes, I mean, we went from Cap straight into Flames. So I'm like, yo.
I could have swore I said as we transition.
Okay, I didn't hear the transition part. Okay. All right, go ahead.
No
please proceed.
No pun intended, but as we transition. Like I said, I didn't think about that as I was writing this episode, but again, it's opinions, thoughts, and rebuttals. I see the same thing that Kaepernick did, is that he did what he had to do for himself. And that people had something to say about it, whether it be good, bad, or indifferent. The same thing with Flame Monroe doing the interview. I want to know your thoughts, Jake.
Look, I listened to the interview as I was in my car. Right. And then I watched it on YouTube on the Breakfast Club while I was playing Madden. But I honestly feel like, and you know what? Let me put my disclaimer out there because mofos are sensitive. I'm not trying to be sensitive to no community, whether it's the straight community or the LGBTQ community. I'm just stating my opinion there. I feel like Flame Monroe, who is a member of the LGBTQ community, I feel like Flame was solid. I feel like there should be more flames out there. Burn the whole month up. Should be more flames out there. Flame it all up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because Flame said exactly every single thing that Flame said is exactly what, if I could just speak from the straight from for the straight community, everything that Flame Monroe said, watch the interview on the Breakfast Club, y'all, YouTube it, is exactly what we think. As heterosexual individuals.
What part?
Everything she said. I'm sorry, he, she, we. Everything he, she, we said.
Okay.
And I know some people are like, ooh, Jake, they about to come at you. No. Flame said that she is, he is, we is, that Flame is considered he, she, we. He, she, and we. Okay? You want to know why? Check out the interview yourself.
Right.
Okay.
And that's some of the same thing. And from what the backlash that I'm seeing, the people's like, oh, Flame don't set the transgender community back. Flame is Flame. I'm me. I represent me. There's all these communities that we take part in, but when we do the things that we do and say the things that we say, why should we have to ask somebody's opinion? If I like a certain shade of red, does not mean I'm any bad or any less. It just means that's how I see things. as an entertainer, as an artist, I see the exactly, and it was so funny that Flame was saying a lot of the same things Flame was saying. I've said to you, I've said in general, is that folks always want to have an opinion on how a person represents themselves or how they identify. I can't represent every person. Yes, we may have commonality, but I didn't do it to get likes or get opinions. I'm doing it for me. When I wake up in the morning, my thoughts are on me and how I need to represent myself. Whether a person likes it or not, that's on them.
Yo, okay, all right, Zoe. Yes, Kiera. I like Flame Monroe. Oh, yeah, well, Kiera, check out the interview. Zoe, my dog seen the interview. Yeah, 100% correct. Flame was saying everything from. Okay, so I heard Flame say, Flame is a man. I don't know how to say this, but Flame
Flame is a person.
is a okay. Yeah, I know that. Flame is a person who is a man who now has titties, but still, you know, still got the meat down there and whatnot, but only mess with women and not men. I know I confused you, but you can replay this and hear me say it slower if you want to, but I'm not going to repeat it because I confuse myself. Okay? So, Flame is a part of, as he said, she said, we said, the LGBTQ, LMNOP, ABC community,
Right.
unquote.
Right.
Okay? He said, she said, we said, Flame said, see, you know what I'm saying? I'm only trying to respect Flame. Flame
No,
said,
and
address
as you
Flame
should.
as he, she, we.
Right.
He, she, we said that the LGBTQ community is so sensitive. These are not my words. These are Flame words. So if you're watching me right now, don't come at me. Go at Flame.
And,
Okay.
and they have, and that's why
Good.
that's why we're having
that's
this
what's up. As
conversation.
long as you don't come at me, I'll bust your motherfucking ass. But
And Flame would do the same thing too.
so he said that the LGBT community is too soft, or I'm not soft, but too sensitive, and that they want change but don't want to be a part of change. I agree with that 100%. Now I can't speak too much because I'm not a part of that community, but I understand where Flame is coming from because Flame said, you know, if it's hard for Flame to address the community as a certain label or address a certain person in the community as a certain label or as a certain letter, then how the hell are we supposed to know? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, how are we supposed to know? We're on the outside. Flame's on the inside looking in, and even Flame was like, "Well, shoot, I don't know what to call you."
That
So how the hell
just
am
being
I
on the
supposed-
inside doesn't mean anything because again, we have people of the same African American background. We have Martin Luther King, who people wanted, and then we had Malcolm X, two of the opposite views. But what he said and was for those people who he had a message for. I get that. Someone said, and George King says, Jake's response is exactly what Flame was going for. She peddles BS that makes heterosexuals feel comfortable.
No, it's not about heterosexuals feeling comfortable. It's about us not knowing and wanting someone to explain to us to where we can understand, but not one person from the LGBTQ community can explain it to us to where we can understand. You have 5 people, the person that just responded to that. And if you're part of that community, I don't know, but if you are, I'm going to say you had 5 people from that community or 4 people from that community go on the Breakfast Club and try to explain to us how to address you guys, and even somebody in your own community, and not even just Flame, but others in your own community said, hell, they was confused with that interview. So if they was confused, how the hell do you expect us to understand? Please explain that to me,
right, and
because I don't know, and I want to respect everybody. So I always want to address everybody respectfully. But if your own can't understand, how do you expect me to understand from the outside looking in?
Right. And Jamaica says, who did her own video, Jamaica says, Flame spoke her truth, and people like George King need to Google the word opinion.
Who is George King?
George King is a friend of mine.
Wait, no, was that George who asked me a question?
Yeah, and then
Okay,
Jamaica's responding back to George's question and saying, exactly that. We can't all speak for each other. you know, my truth is not the same as somebody else's truth. We've gone on this show every week and we've talked about how I have perceived life and what has been done to me. The purpose of this show is for us to agree to disagree as a black men. Even under the umbrella of black men, our experiences are different. Does not make Jake's any different than mine, but as adults, we can agree to disagree. I like titties. We've talked about that several times.
Lorenzo's so stupid. I'm sorry.
Does
Go ahead.
not take away from my gayness. I am a drag queen who is very passable. I've been told, oh, you should be a transgender, things like that. That's not who I want to be. Even when I started doing drag, it was hard because I had to transition. Oh, well, now you want to be a transgender, or oh, you should be a transgender, instead of me doing what I do for entertainment or going on to things like that. We always have so much to tell a person, but never want to invest in them or ask them why they're doing what they're doing or how they express it. I mean, there's so many different things we can say that who we are, but our experiences are always going to be different. And at the end of the day, it's their truth. No one can tell that person how they should identify or what that means to them. We all have so much to say about somebody, but don't really want to ask them or invest into what they're going through. And let me see. 323-577-7630 is our call-in number. Comments, questions, concerns, rebuttals, thoughts, and reads are always welcome on Agree to Disagree Talk. Again, that was my purpose in doing this show, is to have a podcast where people's opinions can be heard. I've seen other people's podcasts, and it's very one-sided. Is very flat. It's not giving the people, just because a person has a microphone does not mean everything they say is the end all and be all. Either you like it, you love it, or what the case. But we should be able to hear other people's thoughts and opinions.
And as again, I try not to offend anybody, but you're gonna hear my truth. You're gonna hear, I got questions I want to know, because I'm in the industry, so I want to make sure that I approach certain people in certain communities correctly. You know what I'm saying? Because, y'all, people, are so quick to try to cancel somebody and try to cancel, whoever for saying whatever, whether it's past, present, or past or present. You know what I'm saying? I want to make sure that I can address everybody correctly, so you guys don't go on a cancel Jake's spree. You know what I'm saying? Like,
We have any questions on this side over here? Producer Paul.
I got the Facebook stream over here.
Producer Paul don't forgot about us.
Oh, no, I mean,
We just
but
had a,
Jamaica, I'm sorry, Jamaica, that, somebody said something? George King said something?
No, said I know what the word means. She spoke of more than that. The call-in number.
She hasn't who?
The call-in number is 323-577-7630. Once again, 323-577-7630.
I say it better than him. I'm sorry. 323-577-7630. That number is 323-577-7630.
You say it better than me.
7630. Call in.
We gonna do what the show say. We gonna agree to disagree on that. Okay, because better is But yeah, just like we just had the conversation. I mentioned shrimp and grits to you. You said it's something. Okay, you said what you had to say. I said what I had to say, and we moved on. I didn't think anything less of you. I didn't think anything more. Why are so many people concerned about how a person feels when they not putting shit? If you're not paying me, fucking me, or financing me, and I hate to be so vulgar, but that's what it comes down to. Folks have so much to say about somebody else. If you don't like it, I love. Hold on a second. We got a phone call.
We got a phone call, ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're on with Agree to Disagree Talk.
Who is that?
Hey, Armand.
Hello?
Hi, Drake. This is Jamaica.
Jamaica, what's going on, Jamaica?
Hey. So I was a little apt to call in, and I want to tone my comment down because I don't want George King, your friend Armand, to feel attacked.
Mm-hmm.
But he's on that bandwagon of he just did not understand. And I want to clarify something because most of the backlash is coming from the black gay men in the community. Right. Now, I feel like the trans people have their own fight and being disappointed and feeling like Flame, with her platform, was supposed to speak for every LGBT, lettuce, gay, bacon, tomato, quinoa person that is walking this earth.
Uh-huh.
She spoke her truth. She spoke her experiences. She admitted that she was confused, and we are inclusive of shoving our lifestyle down somebody else's throat, saying, accept us, accept us, accept us, when we have problems amongst ourselves.
Hello, somebody.
The black gay men in the community that probably George King fits into, and that's just an example, it's not inclusive of trans women or people that are effeminate males or people that dress in drag. We are frowned upon. You don't want to be with us. You don't want to hang with us. But it's time to do a benefit or a fundraiser, or you want them to host something, then you call upon us. So there's a discrimination in our own community, which is really, really not fair.
Right.
And the he, she, we pronoun is something that she created for her. I mean, you can just address her as Flame, but she admits, I'm a father. And in my lifestyle, being a trans woman, to make sure my kids had a good upbringing. So I don't know what people are talking about when they say stuff like what she got up there and did was bullshit. What she did was have a platform. There's a lot of Ahmad and In the Meantime and other things that Carl Bean was doing with these spokespeople like Cleo Monago and Jeffrey King and other people in this community that have these platforms for these men to speak, but they don't.
Right.
But they don't. And when they talk about LGBT, it's always something for the black gay men, including the black gay prides. It's nothing for the black. So why, when somebody gets a platform, you're not picking on RuPaul? RuPaul don't reach back and get nobody for shit.
Right.
And like you just said, Jake, there's been 5 different people on the Breakfast Club that never educated anybody on how to address them, or what pronouns to use, or what is going on with you, where you are walking around with these titties and ops to keep your penis, but you're raising 3 kids. Anybody will be confused by that. So she spoke what her experience is. Everybody's experience with cocaine is different. Everybody's experience in this lifestyle is different. The people with mustaches can go into McDonald's and the liquor store and walk the streets and not get clocked. But what happens to the gay boy that's a sissy that can get clocked?
Right.
Their struggles are completely different. The black man that's light-skinned, that has a book in his hand that walks down Crenshaw, has a different experience than a man who has a tattoo with cornrows in his hair and his pants sagging down his ass. That's everybody's experience, and it's their truth. So I don't understand why Flame is being attacked. It's not because she's my friend. It's not because she's my sister, and we have a 20-year friendship that goes strong because we both come from entertainment.
Right.
But I implore everyone and anyone to get a platform and use their voice or use their live Instagram or video to express themselves and stop bashing, because that's what you're doing. You're bashing.
Jamaica, one of the things that I want to address as well is you said it as entertainment. That's a different world that people don't understand. And I remember when I first started getting acting gigs and things like that, and you talked to me and told me, yes, this is Imani, but you still remain Armand. And that's what people don't understand. This is a different world. And it's like you're fighting 3 times as hard. You're fighting, number one, yourself for the acceptance, and then you have to please everybody else. You've known me almost 20 years as well. When I started, I wasn't in entertainment, but you helped me transition to becoming and making sure that I was, number one, professional. Above all else, that's who I am.
Right. And you have to prove yourself. I'm a gay man that happens to be what they consider as an effeminate male, and I'm educated.
And plus
but
size.
When I stepped to entertainment, you best believe I had to prove my intelligence and prove my worth, that I was demanded, and I had the right to be there to help and to assist A-list directors, from Denzel to Spike Lee to John Singleton, to those people, because it was looked at like, oh my God, what is he doing here? If I had a mustache and I looked like Idris Elba or some shit, and I so happened to be gay, it wouldn't be that much of a problem.
Right.
But people had a problem taking directions from me, just as they would. Oh, the same struggle goes on with black women in entertainment, who complain about not getting paid what the white woman gets paid. And then women in general got their own fight, because regardless of the color, they're not being paid what their counterpart male is being paid. You have to prove yourself. So it's nothing but bashing. And if you don't like something, instead of labeling it bullshit, just say, that's not my lifestyle, I don't know nothing about it, and move on. How many of us have seen interviews that we didn't like or we disagreed with, and you just move on?
Exactly.
That interview was done last Friday, and we're still talking about it today. And whatever it was, whether it was a ploy, whether it was publicity, she did what she needed to do, and she got what she wanted. And she'll be on another TV show, and she'll be on another TV show, and she's unapologetic, and she watches her words wisely, so she don't have to go back and apologize for shit. So I'm gonna let you continue your show.
Wait, no, Jamaica, don't hang up, Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, cool. My question to you is, I can't think of the exact words Flame said, but Flame said it was a point where she brought up her mom and her. She said, "We're not women because we don't bleed and we don't get wet like when that time come." She used the word that we're not women. We are. I'm not gonna say she didn't say pretending. She said we are. I watched the dog on interview twice.
Well, I mean,
What's the word I'm thinking of?
I think she said impersonating.
Right. She said we're impersonating women. She said we're not women because of these things. We can't get pregnant. I mean, you can't get pregnant.
I don't care if you are as real as running water and you look like Beyonce and people cannot tell you apart. You will never be a woman. You will. Janet Mock is beautiful as all outdoors. God bless that woman for what she has done. She is not. She can live as a woman. Her ID can say female. She is not a woman.
So what?
Hormonally, you will never, ever, ever. You would never experience cramps, a period, chemical imbalance, or anything that a real woman experiences. And I have some transsexual friends that I got blessed. They're what they call a SRS. That's a sexual reassignment surgery.
Yeah.
And that's what she was
I didn't know
saying.
what that meant.
She said because a real woman, when she like you, she'll know it. And her exact words were, "You'll know it because it's running down her legs like lotion." You can have a sex change. That ain't gonna happen to you.
No, it's not, baby. It's so much going on.
So my question to you is, if they are identifying as a woman, is it what they identify as, or is it just reality? Like, regardless of what you identify as, whatever you identify as, don't matter. You're not a woman. Is that what Monroe and is that what?
I made a good point on my live, and be ready for it because I'm fixing to blow your wig back, even though you ain't got one on. Okay. We are using the word identify so strongly in our gay community. Okay. Now, I'm not going to put you on Jake, but just on blast. But just hear me out. Let's just say you had a gay experience, and you like having gay experiences. You love women. You have sex with women, but on occasions you tip out. But you don't identify with being gay. Would you like the same flash because you don't identify with being gay, or a gay person telling you, well, if you're not going to identify with being gay, you shouldn't be sleeping with us? Who the fuck are we to tell you what you should identify as? Do you know how many men is around here sleeping with other men who don't identify as gay, but you don't have a problem with it, but you're going to browbeat another transgender who is on a platform, a national platform, because what she identify as, or because you want it. If you open my cabinets and I got 6 red jars up in the cabinet, I don't need you to tell me I need to label the jars. Bitch, I knew which one is cherry jelly, and I know which one is strawberry, and I know which one is raspberry. Why do I need to label my jars? I live here. You want me to label the jars because you don't live here, and it makes it easy for you.
And uncomfortable.
And it's enough with these labels.
Well, thank you, Jamaica.
So if you're not going to judge, if you're not going to judge the man who sleeps with other men just for the oral pleasure of it, or the man that's been to jail to get out that loves a good blowjob on occasion, and he don't want to wear no gay label, then don't attack Flame. And stop sleeping with straight men from the gas station. That's my point.
Right. So are you saying whatever that whole word identifying, just demolish it, basically, right?
There's some people that don't identify with being fat. I look at people and say, bitch, you're fat. They say, well, no, I'm big boned. Okay, well, if that's what you want to say, bitch, keep eating.
Okay.
I'm going to eat with you.
Okay. All right, cool.
Thank you, Jamaica.
Appreciate the call, Jamaica.
Okay.
All right, we'll talk again, Jamaica. Thank you, Auntie. Love you. All right. And it's out. Cool.
All right. Yes,
Yeah.
that was a call that really cleared up some things. Check sex trafficking is a big issue now. Talk
Yeah.
about that later. The Breakfast Club was my first time hearing about Flame, and that's my first time hearing about Flame too, Lorenzo. I was the only person in the community that made yes, Lorenzo. Outside of Armand and outside of this is the second time I heard of Jamaica outside of the movie Baby Boy. Second time I heard Jamaica speak. Um, Outside of them, Flame is the only one who actually makes sense that from that I've heard so far.
And it was, and again, I use Jamaica, and that's, I don't think we've talked about it, but just us meeting. Again, I was working. I had so much struggle with trying to be who I was that it was not even, it was outside folks. You know what I'm saying? As a gay man, as a plus side man, and things like that, I have to prove just as good, whether I'm not doing something in drag. But our friendship is based on just me being me. Again, I'm still shocked that you thought Imani was my girlfriend, which is really interesting. But that just goes to show that you weren't judging me, or that I know how to be me and still be professional and still be all of those things and not be judged based on that. It's like we take one thing and one aspect of us and we run it, and then sometimes we are so busy trying to get other people to accept us that we don't accept ourselves. We spend so much time. Why go through all that trouble trying to explain why I do this, why I do that, when we don't even know ourselves? It's confusing. And again, like she said, it's confusing for us in the mix. It's just like there's certain black people that do certain things that I would never understand. Don't make them any less black. Why should they explain to me why they like mayonnaise versus Miracle Whip? Why? Okay, that's, if you like it, I love it. Let's talk about something else, Jay.
Let's talk about plastic surgery and body modification.
Yeah,
Boy.
you wanted to bring that up, and I
Don't say I wanted to
Okay.
bring that up. One of our viewers,
was like, okay.
a friend of mine, someone who is dear to my heart, she actually brought this to my attention. Ladies and gentlemen, we do accept topic requests. So if you
Yes.
got a topic that you want us to touch on, that you want us to talk about, that you can expound on, then just let us know. Let me know, and then or let Armand know, and we'll talk about it. It's nothing.
And we
But
got
so this is one. Plastic surgery, and then you added versus body modifications.
Yeah, because I wanted to try to get an understanding. So are we talking about what's considered too much, why we do it, or self-esteem that goes with the body modification and plastic surgery? Because I didn't
Well, I
understand.
think self-esteem has a lot to do with why we
Okay.
do it. You know what I'm saying? I put a status up maybe a few weeks ago saying that the comments were kind of funny, but saying that if somebody has fake titties or fake butt, whatever you want to call it. Basically, who are you to judge? If you got braces, like myself, or if you had, some people educated me on LASIK surgery, but at the time I said LASIK surgery, or if you did anything to enhance your, you know, the way you look or your confidence or whatever that was done by a doctor and not by you in the gym, then who are you to speak on somebody who go get, fat removed from their stomach to their butt or, go get their breasts done? You know what I'm saying? Like, who are we to speak on them? 'Cause I feel like, me, now it's kind of crazy because a lot of people didn't expect that coming from me, being a trainer, being a personal trainer. I'd rather, and I always will tell people, let's, we could do it here. Your titty sack, okay, let's sit them up. This is the workout we could do to make your titty sit up. This is the workout we could do to make your chest sit up. This workout right here. Let's do this. Let's do this 3 times a week. Boom, your chest gonna be okay. You know what I'm saying?
You've been
Your
holding
butt
out.
sack, okay, I got about 11 workouts that we can do to sit your booty up, round it out, and make it nice and firm with a little squish that you want. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you got some people who don't want to do that. They want to go the faster route. Who am I to tell them, like, nah, let's just go do this? I can't tell them that. You know what I'm saying?
So what I think what we're is the question: does it lead to self-esteem? Because a lot of people will say people do it because they don't love themselves or they trying to be
I
something that they're not.
My friend told me, she said, because um, we out here in LA, so we see a lot of people in Beverly Hills who walk around. I could like to call them duck lips. You know what I'm saying? They got them duck lips, look like this.
Right. Them Kylie
They
Jenners.
they got them duck boys, you know what I'm saying? And she told me, she said she spoke with an older lady, and she was like, my husband, I want to stay looking right for her husband because these younger girls are coming in, looking good. So she wants to stay looking attractive for her husband. So she wants to continue to get the surgery done, whether it's the Botox or the lip injections, whatever she want to get done. She wants to do it because she feels like if she don't, then one of these young little mamas gonna take her husband, and that's why she do it.
Okay.
It makes sense to me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But to me, it still feel, I still feel like, maybe it is a low self-esteem thing. If that's the reason why, if you're not doing it for yourself,
Right.
if you're not doing it for yourself, if you're doing it because you feel like if I don't do it, Kara finally finally commented. I'm like, if you feel like if you're doing it because you feel like if I don't do this, there's a chance that a young mama gonna come has a chance taking her husband, then I feel like that's low self-esteem.
Right.
And that's not a you problem. That's a your husband problem.
But
You know what I'm saying?
the
Because
fact is
no
that
matter if you go get surgery or not, if the man want to step out, he gonna step. You can't stop him. Believe that.
the fact that we are so inclined to tell a person how they feel or whether they do something and then linger onto it, that's wasted energy. I can say, oh, you did this because you wanted to do this. It may be true, it may not be true. For me, what I find detrimental is that how we let that opinion of something or our voice that we feel that we have a right to say to somebody dictate our lives. And it consumes us just like with this whole social media thing. We're going to transition into that right now with the whole taking of the likes away on Instagram and the repercussions of what society placed on people based on their Instagram likes or their social media feeds or the people like I can't stand. Oh, I'm an influencer. I'm like, bitch, you don't influence me.
I'm gonna touch on you, Kara, in a minute.
That irritates me. But now we're seeing the backlash. Recently, within this year, there's been 3 people. I didn't know them personally, but these were so-called people who were famous and they appeared to have life that everyone wanted. They was going jet setting. They had the body and everything. They committed suicide. And I'm sitting there like, well, damn, these folk, so-called people who have used their platform for whatever the case may be on Instagram were hurting inside. Where did we get like that in society? And why is it now a big thing? If you don't like, I did a open mic, and as everyone was on the open mic after they finished their set, oh, this is my social media, follow me, hashtag whatever. I did my set and I got down. And somebody came up to me and said, well, you didn't give us your social media. I said, I didn't give you my social media over the mic because I want the people who follow me to follow me because they want to. Not because I beg them, not because I
Which
asked
means they
them.
came up to you to ask you for your
Right.
soul.
I try to use my platform for more than just, oh, this is what I'm doing, things like that. I'm very transparent in what I am. I have good days and I have bad days. But these people who are so consumed with putting on a front on social media, now their whole world is taken away because they can't see how many likes they have.
Kind of like if you go back to the whole body stuff. Kara said it's no different than a piercing or tattoos. Some people do it just for them. You're right. I have 11 tattoos, and I started getting tattoos because I'm like, yo, it's gonna make me look cool. I kid you not. My first tattoo I was probably like 17 years old. I don't know, 17, 18, 16, I don't know. Like, it's gonna make me look cool. And then I got more. I got them all across my body and my arms and my back. I'm like, yo, you know what? It's gonna make, when I got these tattoos outside of my kid's name, my family's name, I'm like, yo, it's gonna make me look cool. It's really no different than, women saying, women who get it for themselves and not for their significant other, meaning if I get this, my significant other will find me more attractive. Me, I don't get that. You know what I'm saying? I don't get that. But if that's your, if that's your view, then cool. But if you getting it because it's like, yo, I'm getting it because you know what, I want it for myself. You know, I don't like my little booty, so I'm gonna give me a bigger booty. You know what I'm saying? Then you don't do your thing. But if you like, yo, if I don't get this big butt, then my husband gonna go get a shorty who butt is bigger, or because my husband, because your husband like butts and whatnot. Then I feel like, you know what, that's not a you problem, that's a your husband problem, and he shouldn't be your husband in the first place. Because why is he marrying you if he into butts and you ain't got one?
It's always funny, and I've had doing this show for the past 8 weeks has really opened me up to see things and see people differently. And I have to ask myself,
Why you get your tongue pierced, Kara? I see you got I see you got the crying face. You said exactly. So like when I got my tongue pierced, I'm not understanding the comparison. Can you
all right, why don't you just call in after I finish what I was saying?
elaborate? Please proceed.
As I was saying, it's opened me up to see other people's opinions and their views because we spend so much time, just like we talked about the whole Malik Yoba thing.
Okay.
And I saw the women who were in their feelings after they found out that he was trans attracted. When the ego takes place, it just like if I see a person with muscles or things like that and I make a comment or something like that, I really have to ask myself, am I envious? Am I jaded of what they're going through? Because that's not me. So we can make an opinion and we all are entitled to have an opinion, but it's the thing that happens afterward that we really have to question ourselves. Because if we really didn't care, and a lot of we say that on the surface, oh, I don't care. But then you really have to think about it. If you're so invested in what the fuck Flame had to say, then why? Flame could said A, B, C, D. I would have said, okay, she said what she said. I'm going to go on about my business. Because like Flame said, and I've said it too, I'm so focused on what I'm doing at this point in life that I can give a fuck about what somebody else is doing. We should spend most of our time focusing on what we're doing and what we're trying to achieve instead of using that same energy on some stupid shit. Just like all the people, hey, y'all run out there and want the Popeye's chicken, but y'all gonna suffer the consequences later. Y'all do what y'all do, but that's not gonna stop me. It's not. Hopefully, it's not gonna put no money or take no money out of my pockets. And I've had to experience that again, seeing another person's backlash from who there were two gentlemen who are professional athletes. One's a wrestler and one's a college basketball player, and they were known not to have relationships with other black men. And they did an interview together. One of them that I know personally, and I listened to their story, and I had to admit that I've been one of those people in the past who, when I see a celebrity who is black and comes out of the closet and they don't have a white lover, I took it personally. Oh, they're less black, they don't love themselves, and things like that. And as these two gentlemen sat and did the interview with each other, the same battles that they dealt with other people, explaining why they are and who they love, I saw the same thing in me explaining why I choose to love men to a heterosexual person. And I had to stop and I was like, wow, it's the same negativity, just on a different spectrum. And I called my friend who's the wrestler, and I was like, I really felt some kind of way because after I was reading all the negative comments, because I know him personally, it kind of hurt. Just like I was reading the comments from Flame and things like that. It's different when you know the person personally as opposed to making an opinion on somebody on television or things like that, or even in real life. When it doesn't affect you personally, we say anything, we slick at the lips, whatever like that, not realizing how detrimental that is to that person, or not realizing how we're spewing out hate and on the same level want people to honor and respect who we are.
Okay. Kara, I understand. I am not reading that long ass paragraph out loud, but I read it. I get it. Oh man, 323-577-7630. Seem kind of lax today, you know what I'm saying? So
It's one of the, Jake. It
Just
was
one
one
of
of them
them
days.
days.
I really had to like push through to get here. I don't know what it is. When the weather changes for me emotionally, it just everything didn't go right. I had to push through here. Everything was like, but I pushed through. I'm just like, woo. But I don't know.
it's all right, we don't do it for us, we do it for y'all. We got our what's the word I'm thinking of? We got our viewers who consistently watch every week that we appreciate. Kiera, Lorenzo, and
I've been on Lorenzo's page all week long, and he'll say his slick stuff, and I say mine. And
Shalice.
it's funny.
I feel like I'm saying her name wrong.
Who?
That's Shalice. I don't remember. I think that was one of my students. She was one of my students when I was teaching at Ipsy High, but I didn't call her Shalice. You got another name. But
Call in, ladies and gentlemen, 323-577-7630. Shit.
man, so we killed it, knocked it out, did it, done it.
What's up? What are our times, Producer Paul?
52. We got 8 minutes. We got about 8 minutes, ladies and
So
gentlemen.
I want the people who consistently listen again to thank you. This is episode 8 on our inaugural 10th episode. We putting Jake in the hot seat.
Yo, whatever questions y'all got, I'm gonna answer honestly 100%. I don't care. Y'all don't scare me. Ask whatever question. Wait, hold on, wait. Ask whatever respectful questions.
Yes.
Don't disrespect me. I ain't playing. He hell. I ain't playing.
What you get past?
Don't disrespect me with no questions, y'all. You know what I'm saying? So ask me whatever you gotta ask me. Carmen, yes, I knew it. I'm like, Shalice. I ain't had no student named Shalice, but Carmen. I'm about to say, all right, cool. I'm like, I knew I wasn't tripping.
So, like I said, we're going to put Jake in the hot seat in episode 10. I'll be asking him questions. Episode 11 will be my turn.
Okay.
So I'm really excited. It's just something on our very first show, for those who watched or didn't watch, it was just basically meet the host. And we briefly talked about why we're doing what we're doing. But this one, now that we have people who know us a little bit more, I want to revisit that, and also helps me know you a little bit better as well too. So I said, let's do something different on episode 10.
Let's do it.
I ain't you on the hot seat.
I ain't scared of y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Please submit your questions, your comments.
Ask what you want. I'm here to tell the truth. Put me on the polygraph test. I'll pass it with
It
flying
ain't
colors.
that serious, but I appreciate it. I appreciate your viewers as well as mine. It's really a testament to see that we can work alongside each other. And again, it is what the show says. When I got the vision for the show, it was, again, to build bridges, to close those gaps in our community and help people understand that as adults, we can do what the show says, agree to disagree. So thank you for holding me up this whole time, because it's been difficult.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt.
Trying to push it through.
To answer Travis' question, Trav, what up? I don't know if y'all remember the story I told y'all about me and Denny's, and of course, I'm a little lighter skinned in Michigan than I am here.
Is that the person?
But that's Travis, you know what I'm saying?
was he the one that got-
he was the one that got confronted by them because they thought he was me. But to answer your question, Trav, we here every Tuesday. In your time zone, which is Eastern time zone, that's 10:30. We start at 10:30 to 11:30. So that's our time here in LA, 7:30 to 8:30. So 10:30 to 11:30 your time. My boy Trav and my boy for a long time. But
Right.
dog,
You
my
can
dog
also
right
catch
there.
us back on both of our Facebook pages, respectively, as well as we are working on getting the videos from the Comedy Pop-Up website, which we're on episode number 5. So the links are on the YouTube page, not the YouTube page, the Instagram page. If you guys want the links to listen to the streams, hit us up. We can give you the links. We're on Apple, Spotify, Google Play, Stitcher, and what else, Producer Paul?
iTunes. And we'll be on my favorite, iHeartRadio. How soon?
I think after episode 10.
Okay.
After episode 10. So I thought you said after episode 5.
There's one of the two.
Okay, we'll be on there soon. You know what I'm saying? iHeartRadio. We'll be coming to y'all soon. You know what I'm saying? That's I'm on iHeartRadio every single day. So every day I'm on iHeartRadio.
It's really weird, like, to listen to. I've listened to the stream and I've watched us back, and it's like it's. I don't know for you, but like, I don't like watching myself on TV or like listening to myself. It's just, I do it and it's like, okay, I want to move on to the next thing. But it's interesting. Like, I'm sitting there laughing at the shit we talking about, like I wasn't there.
To answer your question, Kira, I talked to Aaron like 30 minutes, 45 minutes before the podcast, before we started, she said her and Summer Berry was getting on, and her and Summer they ain't even, probably fell asleep. It's different. Time out there, they got to be up in the morning and whatnot, so they probably fell asleep. She'll hear my mouth tomorrow, you know that, but nah, she ain't get on.
Well, we are on time, producer.
4 minutes, my lovely people. Yes, we done came through.
Yes,
Did
questions,
it
answers,
again.
comments. Thank you guys
kind of,
again.
kind of a smoother day today. Kind of mellowed it out. Speaking of Mello is back on the roster. Carmelo Anthony, he is no longer free agent. He is with the Portland Trail Blazers. Okay, I know y'all don't give a damn, but I do. You know what I'm saying? He's back in the NBA.
Wasn't he on the Lakers?
Hell no. Who are you talking about?
Oh, I'm thinking of Ball.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The
Well,
one
you
with
got a vet versus not a rookie, but this is second, third.
sports is not my ministry unless it's wrestling or a locker room cam. So, but I do know who. I was like, Carmelo. I was like, okay, you talking about Lala ex-husband.
Lala current husband. They ain't divorced.
Oh.
Still her husband.
Oh, well, shoot the fuck out of me. Yes.
But yeah, he with the Portland Trail Blazers. You know what I'm saying? They doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? He back in the league as that black man should be. Get that money. Yo, it's your boy Charles Jake. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. Let me read this. I was late, but she tagged me. Yeah, she gonna tag you, but not even join it. That's all right though. Like I said, she'll hit my mouth tomorrow. We FaceTime every day, 7 days a week.
Yes.
It's your boy Charles Jake Johnson. You can find me on Instagram at the letter C Jake Johnson. That's C Jake Johnson. I'm gonna spell it out for you. CJAKEJOHNSON. That's Instagram. You know what I'm saying? You can find me on Facebook at Jake Technique Johnson. And yeah, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know how I close my portion out every week. Make big problems small, make small problems non-existent, man. Stop hating each other. Let's love. Love is good. Love is kind. Love is patient. Love feel good if you do it the right way. God, Zach. Please, go ahead with yours.
And I am Armand Anderson Bell. You can find me on all social media platforms. Armand, ARMOND, the number is 143. You can also find us on all platforms as well. Agree, the number 2, Disagree Talk. We are on Instagram and Facebook. We have a Twitter, and we're working on our YouTube. Again, thank you guys for taking the time out to listen. You could be doing anything with your time, but you chose to listen, whether it was to see what was going on, to read, critique, whatever. We thank you. Again, submit your questions, your comments, your concerns, your reads, whatever the case may be. Again, thank you. It's going into the holiday season, ladies and gentlemen, and the weather is changing. Depression is real. Be good to yourself and be good to others. Take the time to know your triggers, know when you need to step back, and again, be good to yourself. Thank you guys. We are out another week. See you guys next Tuesday. Again, hit us up with questions, comments. Let us know what you
Topics.
feel. Peace out.
Yo.